So, first foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, and Chakadash, double honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the Hebrew Israelites. This is Brother Araka coming back with a lesson in transit. So, this is from Gemma, South Carolina, 0838. Elder Manat Sakba. Read, you can't hate and be in the kingdom. We are commanded to love. #confused. So here in the screen, you have this Negro who said, who is, wait a minute, give me a moment.
We're gonna be on this.
Chill out. I have to, let me put, well, my sound is kind of up as well. Tune it down. So this is Brother Deshone, okay? This Negro is, you know, before I even begin, I know that he gonna say some very stupid shit, which make me want to punch through the screen. But let me react. Yahweh assign the spirit with the scriptures and also hear what the elder has to say about it. Abu Ratasa is going to be edifying, building. Because every day we have to be building. The scriptures speak about counting the cost. When we in this truth, every day we are building. But if you haven't counted what this comes with, the demons that are messing with us, they are high level. Sometimes you have to sit down and approach them. Approach the demons because they not no light demons, they're heavy demons, they doing their thing, man. Okay? Hey, bravo, you're good at what you're doing, man. But remember that Yahushua has prayed for us, for the elect, Lord willing, being part of the elect. So Yahushua is obviously much stronger, much heavier than the demons. So all praise to Yahushua for that. That's why whenever there is these challenges, tribulations, tough times you go through in this truth, to be honest, a spirit which is in a positive way stubborn, persistent, persevering is very important. That you just refuse to quit. You just refuse to quit in this truth, and you just keep on it, move forward, stick to it, move forward. And you just stubbornly refuse to leave from this truth and abandon the Lord. That's a very good spirit, because then you are fighting the good fight of faith, fighting to be in this truth until the end, even as Yahweh Shai said, hold that which thou hast, hold that fast that thou hast. Okay, so yeah. Let me go to this video. Yeah, we have to be calm, but yeah, let me just say we have to be growing. Every day have to be growing, counting the cost. This truth is not easy business at all. Mind the spirit, you have to be determined to leave everything else behind, just to pursue this truth, and not to say just as it is, not only this small thing, no, but for this truth only. You have to leave everything else behind for this truth. This is the mindset that you gotta have. Examine yourself. Can. So let's go.
Hate white people Europeans hate Esau. You want to be that? You are forsaking your salvation according to Jesus. According to Yeshua, you can.
I'm 12 minutes in. I'm very tempted to punch through the screen, man. I was first saying, or nah. Let me take that back. Let me put it this way. It's difficult to go through his whole thing without stopping it, because already I have to answer what he was saying. Okay, so he was saying that you cannot go into the kingdom if you hate white people, if you hate Europeans, if you hate Esau. So he said those three things, which those three things are all different. Okay, white people is in reality that it doesn't exist. Okay, nobody is white. No, there's a race that, yeah, they are called white people or Caucasians, but that's not a biblical race. Neither is Europeans. Okay? And you had first the Europeans, which were Japhet. So I know he's not talking about Japhet. And then he said Esau. Well, now you are accurate. Yes, that they are Esau, but when you say if you hate them, you cannot go into the kingdom. And then he dared to say first Jesus. He dared to say Jesus, and then he said Yeshua, which neither of those are the name of the Son of the Lord, which the name of the Lord is Yahweh, the name of the Son is Yahweh Shai. Now, this dude that you saw on the screen was saying if you hate Esau, you cannot go into the kingdom. But in Malachi 1:4 it says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation forever. So the Lord hates them forever. So, what's up? You know? And like Nate Diaz saying, hey, what's up? What's up? So what's up, dude? What's up, brother Desoul? You know? This dude is a novice, man. He's not a doctor of the Bible, okay? You know, meaning he's not, you know, deep into it. He's not a student of the Bible. He hasn't went into the Greek and the Hebrew and, you know, studied the prophecy, studied the intricacies of the biblical history, you know, the different historical events, you know, the prophecies of the future. He's not deep. He's not deep, man. Okay? Saying we can't hate and be in the kingdom of heaven. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga.
You cannot hate and come into his kingdom. You cannot hate and come into your Father. Your Heavenly Father will not forgive you. Jesus himself, Yeshua, is going to tell him, hey, you don't have to forgive them because they have not forgiven.
Motherfucker, which one is it? Is it Jesus or Yeshua? Why are you saying both? This nigga is so fucking confused, man. Double-minded. What you mean Jesus said? Yeshua said. Man, decide which one is it. Well, it's Yahweh Shai. It's none of the names that he's saying, but decide. Okay? It's already, I knew from the title, because these are the types of niggas that piss me off the most, man. These, you know, forget and forgive. You know, these fucking soft-ass niggas, man. That are looking at all of the history where the Edomites did all these things of divine hatred against our people, and then he's just saying that, yeah, don't hate, just love them. So this, it's mind-boggling, To be honest, it is mind-boggling, the spirit that this dude has, man. He's not alone. This is a type. This is an archetype. This is the archetype of soft-ass niggas, man. Epidemic of bitch-ass niggas, man.
Their enemies, and that is my commandment. It is not optional. You don't get Jesus himself. Yeshua is going to tell him, hey, you don't have to forgive them because they have not forgiven their enemies. And that is my commandment. It is not optional. You don't get to say you follow the king and not listen to what the king says. It's not a democracy. A kingdom and a democracy are totally different. The king sets the rules. You don't have to like them. But if you're going to be in his kingdom, you need to follow his rules. You are going to forgive.
Yeah, this dude is going to be in the kingdom, all right, but he's going to have his head down. He's going to remember this, because the scriptures speak about every idle word. So he's going to be remembering this video that he made in the kingdom, and he's going to be thinking, because now he's a celebrity, The video, 1.3k views, okay? All over the world, man. Here it is. I'm in Finland. I'm in North Europe. And I know about this dude. He became a worldwide celebrity now. He's gonna have his head down in the kingdom, like, damn, I'm sorry, I was deceived, I had a wrong spirit upon me. Hey, Salakia. He's gonna be like that. Sorry, brother. Sorry. Because he's going to realize how much of a fool he was. So, it's all good. In the kingdom, it's all good. He's going to be there. He's just going to have his head down a little, and then, the elect going to tell him, it's alright. It's alright. We understand. It's the Stockholm Syndrome and shit like that. We understand. You just played your luck, But now you're in the kingdom, so it's alright. But this is how we're going to say to him.
You're going to love your enemies, or you're not coming into my kingdom.
All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the GMS, Shalom to the whole elect. This is going to be a response to, you can't hate and be in the kingdom of heaven. We are commanded to love. And it's the typical thing that always happens. Usually you ever get a new dude on the scene, right? He just pops up out of nowhere. And I've been seeing it for the better part of probably the last 6 months. But before that, I hadn't been seeing him. Brother Deshaun. Deshaun. Anyways,
yeah, but what the fucking brother Deshaun? You ain't no brother. You're a fucking nigga, man. Brother Deshaun, man, get the fuck out of here.
Different aggravating, nagging videos. He just makes them, throws them together, then he'll disappear for a bit, then he'll pop back up with something else. Now here he is, this goofy shit. You can't hate and be in the kingdom. Why did you read these scriptures on that? Because there aren't any. Okay? And you gotta understand that when the Lord talked about loving your enemies, he was talking about your fellow Israelites. See, one thing that deceptive Israelites, Christians, and just Americans do in general, they'll read the Bible at face value, then they'll read it to you. It's really witchcraft. If you could just read the Bible at face value and understand it, why do you need to divide the word of truth? Why does it need to be, rightly divided? Because you have to understand all kinds of things, context, when it was said, who was it talking to, who said it, who's the audience. You can't just pick up the Bible, just read it like it's a guidebook for the whole planet. It's not. The Bible is only really to the Israelites. It's our book. And most of the things that were spoken in there in regards to love and different things like that is more talking about to your own people. But, that's just something you have to know in the spirit. Now, let's go real quick to love, the thing we love, right? First, He said you can't hate. Whenever you see these kinds of videos of these people, the only people you're really thinking about is white people. Because he said you can't hate white people. He said Europeans. He said Esau. You see, he ain't say you can't hate the Arabs. You can't hate the Arabs. That's wrong. You can't hate the Hamites and Africans. You know, you can't hate the Punjabi people. He's not worried about that. He's just worried about devils. That's it. And this is a guy that doesn't understand the scriptures. He don't understand that there's a literal wicked, there's recompense, there's revenge, there's all these things in the scriptures. And this is the thing with Jacob. Every year, usually in the spring or the summer, you have different Israelites popping up, talking about you can't hate, you're gonna lose your salvation.
Fuck!
Now he said you can't hate to be in the kingdom of heaven. And everybody gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. What's he talking about?
So I care for that. You know, because Jake, you know, out and about in the traffic. You know. So yeah, that's how that I imagine. Funny. But you know, it's all good. It's all good. You know. I just misjudged the road slightly, but you know, nothing happened. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. So I care for that. So I care.
When slave masters gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven, and they hate it. The Romans, the Greek, and everybody gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. What's he talking about? Even slave masters gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven, and they hate it. The Romans, the Greek, everybody gonna be in the kingdom. You know why? Because you're gonna be reincarnated. You're gonna be reborn in the kingdom, and they're gonna all serve out their punishment in judgment. Absolutely. This is the only true way that people can really be punished. There's no eternal hell. You're going to come back and you're going to live on the earth. You're going to, based upon what you did in your past life, you're going to be punished accordingly or rewarded accordingly. That's just the bottom line. These Jakes don't understand the deep mysteries of the scriptures. He's just looking for something, you know.
Wasn't that which I also said? You know, showing we in the same spirit. I said, you know, this Jake is not deep. You know, he don't know the intricacies, you know, the details of the scriptures, you know, the history, the Greek and the Hebrew, the root words, the prophecies, the historical events. He don't know. He, on the surface level, he is synthetic. You know, like, he is, you know. So, I said enough, you know. I put out the scripture, Malachi 1. So, Romans 9 also goes into it. It's okay to hate, you know, it's okay. It's not a problem. But, yeah, all the nations going to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's not some abstract place somewhere in the spiritual realm. No, the kingdom of heaven going to be on earth. Even that song, "Oh, heaven is a place on earth." You see, the kingdom of heaven going to be here on earth. So, this was 85 man. So on to the next one. Shalom.